Peggy 16.
Caitlin! Hey!
Coming May 27th is so far away. But hey, folks. Good morning. And a good Monday. Anywho, spoilers, but that is what's on the docket for today. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, I think, setting-wise, thematically, maybe mechanically, leaves a lot of potential, but that's really all there is to it, isn't it? You go in, and there's no real consequence for anything, because it's all Sherlock's Chapter 1, his little, like, prequel introduction, backstory to all the things. Then that's it. Then just as soon as he fell in love with Cordona, and the people therein, and the history, and the rich vibrancy, it is done. So I guess if there's one word to describe Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, it's that it's a tease. It is a sheer tease. It made me fall in love with the setting, and then it made me fall in love with solving cases, and now I've got a fix that I have to fix. But the good news is that I got like this. I got Chapter 1, Devil's Daughter, and Crime and Punishment in a bundle, because they were setting the Essentials bundle in the last major Steam sale. So good news, I got 3 Sherlock Holmes games from Frogwares at the price of 1 new game. The bad news is that there's no more Cordona. There's no rich history of Ottoman occupation, Venetian occupation, Hospitalers, and the modern day peoples that encompass this huge island of locals, remnants of former occupiers, slaves and migrant laborers brought in over the centuries. No, instead it's just jolly old drear, drabby, grey, smog-fueled London. Which, well. Which also means I should probably turn off the overlay for votes. I don't know if this has voting in it. It might be unique to Chapter 1. Since Chapter 1 was what? 2021. This September or November? This November, I think? So, streaming hasn't just been happening for a few years, but is also a lot more mainstream. And this is what? This is a few years back. So, while streaming existed, there's no settings for, like, vote on Twitch. Which is fine. That's fine. Just means I have no reason to keep the overlay on. The video I took a gander at. High settings is max, and high settings for like 2018 or so, I think. Should be fine. Gamma will tweak. Everything else is okay. Audio I took a look at. This is also one of those games where if you all tab out, the audio goes away. But if I compare desktop audio to this audio, it should be fine. But of course, I don't know how it's going to, like... I always get paranoid. Ever since Alien Isolation, I get paranoid if it's actually going to look good on stream or if it's going to, like, stutter. Alien Isolation was the worst of it. 2014 stream breaking, game breaking the stream like nothing else. But Yakuza is also, like, back and forth about it. Some games are fantastic out of the box, others I have to tweak to get the stuttery down. So as always, first things first is going to be keeping an eye on this screen over here just to make sure nothing's all jaggedy. Also, I think this was the previous Sherlock Holmes game, wasn't it? So they got all their history of classics and Sherlock Holmes games that they made from the past how many decades. But from 2014 to today, it goes Crime and Punishment, Devil's Daughter, then Chapter 1, right? If they go chronologically from older to newer. I've always been a fan hopping across series with no regard for like chronology, with the logic that any game or book or movie that is part of a serial, by all means, should support the serial and make it better, but should also hold up on its own. Maybe you come in with partial knowledge, and you can pick up places. You can pick up from where you start. Or maybe you're brand new to the series. Like if you play God of War 2 before God of War 1, or never at all. Then you should still be able to comfortably follow along. Maybe it shouldn't explain all the things to you, but make important concepts pretty clear. So yeah, we're gonna go backwards in the Frogwares repertoire, from the latest game to the second latest. Anyway, that's enough preamble. Gonna go into it. Begin new game. Can always switch the current level of difficulty on my gameplay options. So what's a keen detective? Take on the dynamic life of the famous detective, or a formidable test of your deductive capabilities? Well, if Chapter 1 is typical for how Frogwares Sherlock Holmes games normally play, I have no idea. So do I want to be a keen detective or a master sleuth? You see, in Chapter 1, it was nice enough to break down exactly what it means. But it does say could always switch the current level of difficulty in gameplay. So maybe I could try at higher, and if it's too difficult, drop down difficulty, or begin on just Keen Detective, or like the tutorial, and once you get a hang for how this game plays it, then switch up. Think what I'll do then. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is basically an appetizer. It is a gorgeous appetizer, baked and crafted to be the most visually appealing thing on Earth, but then it leaves you hungry for more. So given the appetizer we had, I'm going to try Master Sleuth. Pray tell. Could always open the casebook. Alright, so they still have the casebook mechanic. Missed an important phrase in a dialogue. Check the casebook. And the dialogue. Ooh, this is dialogue too. Also, I am out of both my Sakuma drops and my Morinaga drops, so mostly just regular tea, just doused with coconut juice. Because, let's face it, that's the only way for me to enjoy tea now. Tea is good on its own. I prefer tea on its own for the most part. Some people like sugar and milk. Alright, sure, they could have their sugar and milk. It doesn't taste bad, but I wouldn't ask for it. Coconut now is my sugar and milk. Okay, now let's see if this janks up. Looks about on par. I think this is meant to look this way given the era. As if 2018 was so long ago. Is it 18 or 19? I think it was 18. I think for the rig rates. The cool. Cinematic bullet spin. 2 days earlier? Wait, does this whole game encompass 2 days?
Oh, I do apologize. Am I disturbing you?
No, please. Do come in, Mrs.
Did John get himself a goatee? Is
My
that
name
John?
Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr. Holmes' new neighbor.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to... I am Dr. John Watson.
John did get himself a
I do with any
goatee.
assistance.
She is not the concern, Watson.
I'm... Then, what is this about?
That child standing sniffling behind her. Get rid of him, Watson.
But he is shivering with cold. And he is upset. What happened to him?
Little Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Boy, come in. Warm yourself by the fire. Can I offer you a cup of tea, Mr. Bouvier?
Well,
It is not as though we are disturbing you-know-who. Are we?
I suppose
You know who?
not.
Husband or
Since you
boyfriend?
are our new neighbor, it is perhaps better that you know what he's like.
You're starting to worry me.
What do you mean,
Well,
Sherlock?
Mr. Holmes
Oh.
is relapsing. This illness that he has seizes him when he finds himself with nothing to do. He becomes completely asocial. And alas, this is a very difficult, medically incurable case. Now this must...
Oh, he's having a John relapse.
Of course, I understand. How very sad.
But there is a cure, if only a temporary one. A thrilling inquiry. Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
Oh, I am still here, you know. I didn't fall out of the window. Very well, then.
Thank you, miss.
Alright, so I could ask him, why are you here? Okay, child, why are you here? Wait, hold on. No, there's two different options. There's why are you here and a button press for the face. Is that to observe him? That is the observe button. Alright. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's a time limit. Oh no. Red eyes. Recent weeping. But I could switch it out? Okay. Forward. His mouth? No, his necklace. Pale skin, malnutrition? Okay, malnutrition. Wait, what do I... Tom, is that your name? Tom is 8 years old. Okay. Patch. Neatly tended, caring parents. Wait, it didn't... It didn't stick. Caring parents, there it is. He's got a map of London. Can read and use a map. And what else? His hands. Malformation or injured? Injured. Poor character portrait. Oh, it chose malformation. Poor character portrait. Tom is 8 years old, clothes are well worn and have multiple patches neatly applied. His parents are concerned for his well-being. Pale skin indicates he's suffering malnutrition. Could I redo it? Let's do it again. Can I? Can I? Because the time limit really threw me off. I don't think I could redo it. Oh. 8 years old. Neatly mended. Was there a way to pick between? Because I have no idea what this mechanic does, what it means. Can read and use a map. Was it not malnutrition then? It didn't take the hand. I think I was too late for the hand. Is there a way to redo the whole thing? Main menu. Yes, I really want to quit the main menu. New game. I don't care. I don't care. We are getting the good profile. It seems like it's kind of more on rails. You just go like next or back, you just go up and down and find the spot and routes. Oh, do I gotta watch it the same thing all over? Come on, come on. Where's the skip cutscene button? I want to skip cutscene. We've already seen this one. I also just want to get the good character profile. There's no way to skip. Does this mean I gotta go through like the introducing the neighbor and the child thing too? 2018, mind you, and no cutscene skip. Maybe it's one of those archaic things, you gotta beat the game first and then you get the privilege of skipping cutscene. Then again, it's a Holmes game, so maybe they want to be like full-on cinematic. And if everything's full-on cinematic, then why skip cutscenes, you know? It goes against the intended dev experience. Though I guess I do appreciate how Chapter 1 does expunge... Not expunge. It expels the... I can only pause. I can't skip. The time limit to the character profile I can take as long as you want. Maybe it's a measure of the difficulty that Master Detective
Oh, I do apologize.
comes
Am I
with the time
disturbing you?
limit.
No, please. Do come in, Mrs.
My name is Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr. Holmes' new neighbor.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to... I am Dr. John Watson.
I really can't skip.
Any assistance?
She is not the concern, Watson.
Well, I guess it's time to catch up with my Heaven's Vault.
Then, what is this about?
Just came in,
That
like after
child
Wither
standing
told me about the
behind
books.
her. Get
The day he
rid of
told me the
Watson.
books came in.
But he is
I've been really keen on
shivering
telling
with
him.
cold. And he is upset. What happened to him?
Little Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out.
The modern
Boy,
age.
come in. Warm yourself by the
184 years
fire.
ago to the
Shall
present
I
day.
offer you a cup of tea, Mr. Bouvier?
Well,
It is not as though we are disturbing...
I'm beneath the rivers of Elbereth when I received Miyari's
I
summons.
suppose not.
A group of robots
Since
are
you are our
working
new
in the lower
neighbor, it is perhaps
fields near the
better
Cat
that you know what he's
Cascade,
like.
harrying the farmers to haul
starting
sacks
to
of rice
worry
and
me.
beans onto a
Well,
transport ship.
Mr. Holmes is
I'm doing
relaxed.
nothing much.
This illness that he has...
Perched on a
seizes him when
outcrop
he
of
finds
rock,
himself
I'm eating a
with
sour
nothing to
apple
do.
and flicking through my
He
notebook,
becomes completely
hoping for some kind of
asocial.
inspiration to help me
Alas,
translate the
this is
writing
a
with the clasp of my
very difficult,
necklace.
medically incurable case.
It is the oldest thing I
Now,
got,
this must stay
even
between
older
us.
than the ship.
Of course,
And I've ordered
I
for 15
understand.
years.
How very sad.
I still
There is a
can't make
cure,
any sense
if
of
only a
it.
temporary one. A thrilling
And the cool thing
inquiry.
is, it even like
Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
includes
I am still
ancient
here,
in it.
You know. I didn't fall out of the window.
So where's a good? Well, you can see it. So I'll have to like
Very well then.
brush up on my ancient, but maybe I mean you could surmise that it's possibly possible to read the books without going into the games. Oh, maybe that's because John Ingold does love him some interactive fiction as fiction, right? In which even regular fiction is interactive. So maybe that's part of it, where you read through the book and the ancient is all great to you, but then you pick up some more as you learn, and then you can go back to chapter 1, book 1, and see what all you can surmise. Okay, so now that we know how this works. Red eyes, recent weeping. Wasn't boxed in the ears, mouth. How the fuck do I do this? The neck, right? There we go. Pale skin, malnutrition, okay. And the necklace. Born. He's 8 years old. Neatly tended, caring parents. Map of London, can read a map. Is it really so impressive? Injured. Okay, injured. Validate observation. Imprecise! Ah! I'll take imprecise. At least imprecise is my own doing. Tom is 8 years old. His clothes are well worn and multiple patches. He's neatly applied. His parents are concerned for his well-being. His pale skin indicates he's suffering from malnutrition. He looks sad at his red eyes. He has been weeping very recently. Well, that's cool. At least you get a big old map of London. There's our dialogue log. Echoes, I have no clue what that means yet. And a character portrait. All of these are going to be so imprecise. Why are you here? 26 minutes in. Now we can start the game.
Now tell me, boy, what brings you here?
It's my father, sir. He's missing. I don't know what to do.
So, recently missing might be correct. Is it the arm then? Is it a malformation of the arm? He does stroke his... See, there's no time to really appreciate this and take my time to, like, analyze him. Like, what's it want me to do? Within 4 seconds, to analyze his entire body, and then at the end, compare his left and right hand in the last half second, to be like, oh no, that's not an injury, that is physically a smaller size, completely. Which could go with the malnourishment. Maybe Master Sleuth or Master Detective is the same as... Maybe hard is the same as normal, but with a stricter time limit or something? I don't know, let me try normal then. I want to have a fun experience, not a race for my life experience. If I miss out on some achievements, who the fuck cares? What's your name?
What's his name?
Oh, his name, I guess.
George Hurst, sir.
Missing, eh? And what do the police say?
The police.
What?
They don't believe me. They
What the
say
fuck
he's
was
just
that?
abandoned me. But that's a lie.
What was that just then? I pressed Q. Was that a hold Q? A tap Q? Give me something, Frogwares. I just missed out on some data details.
And when was the last time you saw him?
3 weeks ago. He left for a new job. But this time, he was acting a bit strange and angry.
Was I supposed to, like, wait for a key detail and then press Q? Was I supposed to smash Q right away? Help me out with your game. It's my first time playing.
Strange. In what way?
He said to me, "Son, I'm out on a special job. Don't you dare move from here." I think something went wrong.
3 weeks.
I'm
That's a long
already
time.
raging at this
Every
game.
day I thought he would show up.
What am I? I'm holding Q.
And anyway,
What was that? Was that
I
mash
couldn't
Q or
trust
hold Q?
myself.
What do you want? I was holding. Holding did nothing. I was mashing. Mashing did nothing. What the fuck? How to play? Q to switch characters? Is that what that is? Does John step in? Give me a tutorial or something at least. I'm like already missing out on things and the game's just started. Oh, and I hate that. Caps lock to run rock? What is this, 2004? Don't make me use caps lock devs. Pretend that button doesn't exist. Holy shit. Let's go,
Very
child.
well. Your address, please, Tom.
12 Dorset Street, the first floor, door E. It's in Whitechapel, sir. But I ain't got no money to pay.
Who asked for money, Tom? Your case seems to be the very medicine I need. I'll meet you there shortly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I don't like how I'm already raging at this game. It's not even half an hour of stream, even less of game. And it's already infuriated me. I don't like raging, I hate it. I don't like swearing either.
My archive. I can always consult with it if... My archive. I can always
They both
consult
say the
with it
same
if needed.
thing? Fantastic. All three say the same thing? Holy crap, these devs are amazing.
My analysis table.
Not your archives. Finally, something different.
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
We need to help Tom find his father, Holmes.
Alright, let me see how it looks in an actual gameplay. Give it the old wiggle around. I don't like the slow mouse speed. See, left stick sensitivity is all the way to 50, but mouse gets nothing. There we go, it's still slow as shit. Needs more fiber. And it seems to work fine, so switch on back. Man, it's Monday, the week has just started and already.
A map of London and its surroundings. Could be useful.
We go to this door. Maybe what I should do is just end stream and then just restart as if I'm a half hour late. Just cleanse the entire thing, take this as tutorial since apparently Frogware's never heard of one in 2018.
Watson documents our adventures in here.
I don't know, I was gonna be generous to them. You know, devs are people, right? I joked a lot in chapter 1, but it was from a place of love. I get it, video games are not exactly precise science, there's no one way to make it. Devs are people. And they do a very hard job that I do appreciate. But when you get me swearing up a storm within the first 30 minutes of stream, I lose all my generosity. Let's try putting mouse sensitivity at about controller standard. How come controller gets a good sensitivity, but mouse doesn't? There you go, this is decent. Fewer homeless people on London streets, I can only assume they're dead. The homeless are disappearing from London streets. Our social commentators are unable to provide any explanation other than the increasing levels of economic growth. Yeah, right. That and the desire of our citizens to work and help build a successful, industrious country, without any doubt. We should soon expect an improved quality of life for the city of London. You know, I guess if nothing else, this is fitting, right? This is fitting because Cordona was so much nicer. London is so much more oppressive, so of course the game is going to be too. So we're going to what? Oh, M doesn't open the map? Alright, I guess Compass's map. So Whitechapel? Oh, I just warped there. Let's pretend I took a cab. Maybe I should change the category for this game to retro. Because who's following every single individual Frogware Sherlock game? And two, with these... This game's already feeling pretty obsolete already,
These
mechanically
streets are
wise.
too narrow for the cab. I'll have to walk.
Okay, so caps lock is to toggle permanent run or permanent walk. Which means I can safely ignore that because who the hell does that in 2018?
North Street.
Okay, and the kid said he was where? Investigate the disappearance of Tom's father, George Hurst. 12 Dorset Street. You see what I mean? That Britain just doesn't do street signs. You gotta, like, look for, like, on the side of a building or the side of a wall. That's not just a game, that is accurate to the barbarity that is Britain. Dorset Street.
Dorset Street.
14. 12 Dorset Street. Is the game gonna permit me to walk into like some other place and then instantly fail me for it? 15, 12. There's a bell, but I can't ring it. Looks dark on my screen. How's it look here? Pretty dark too. The classic case of game devs working in dark caves with the screen brightness all the way up, which most people don't play games on. So, gamma. How washed out does it look now? That looks very washed out. Eh. It looks bright too. How do I maintain some darkness? Still looks pretty washed. But not too bad on the actual video. How come my only two options are too dark and muted? Eh, that's okay. And room E, they said. Remember that much. There's a back door. Honestly, after the shit that was the introduction to the game, I'm fully expecting that if I tap the wrong room even once, the case fails. Maybe I should drop a save here, can I? There's no save to drop? Lovely, I guess it's one of those games, huh?
'Tis our home, Mr. Holmes.
Alright, so explaining nothing to me, what do we have? We got the Hearst house. What do we have here? The address. Tom is 8 years old. Tom is suffering malnutrition despite his caring parents. Poor family. Okay, I'll get it. They do what they can, but they still can't put food on the table. That's fine. So, what is this T-vision? To find details that others are disinclined to look. Well, I'll give them credit. There's no time limit on this one. Old clothes, something in the pocket. Would be nice if I can click it. The old Tabard pub. I gotta click and drag to rotate. Best choice of beers. Oh, because this is designed for controllers, so it's left click to do whatever with this, and then right stick to do that. But this is no right stick. It's hold on the right and then move around. Whatever, devs. Whatever. Old Tabard. Best choice of beers and nails in Whitechapel. North Street. We went there. Hold on, what about the back? Oh. It wants me to click so Sherlock can record information in his brain, right?
The old Tabard pub, North Street.
There you go, now he knows.
Glue. Probably taken from a wall.
The roof leaks all the time. Father used to fix it.
There's an up, we'll do up afterwards. Art is first person. And why is Holmes' vision all the way to the T in the middle of my keyboard? Have they got like that weird Anzac keyboard or whatever it's called? So do I do one sweep in normal vision and then one sweep in T vision? Why is this T? Hold on. Is there a better place to put it? There's no rebind keys. Oh, it's talent. It's T for talent. F1 for help. It just opens this. Great. F for imagination. Imagination talent helps you to visualize objects and events, useful in limited situations. Oh, I know already I'm not going to enjoy this, am I? Choosing to start on hard was a fool's errand. There's no tutorial. There's no help at all. There's a red... I know colors, a black band. So you're dead, Mom?
My mother, sir. She died when I was very young. My father told me what she was like, but that's all I have.
I'm sorry, Tom. My mother left me when I was very young too.
I guess it's fitting. I was just talking at the very start of the game how a good serial work has the individual parts work as individuals as well as for the whole. I don't know if Frogwares expects you to be like a super deep avid fan of the entire Frogwares line of Sherlock games, but this just tosses you right in to an observation and an interview that you could feel different mechanics on. The queue says nothing about the queue. I tried mashing, did nothing. The profile, no guidance on what you're supposed to do, but hey, here's a time limit. And all with cutscenes that you can't skip, so it takes like, what, 5 minutes to get back if you try to start over? This is not very friendly to new players. Alright, Elise, you gonna talk about it? No? Aid? What about this one? I keep clicking.
Hurst covered his bills ahead of time, thus providing Tom with security and sustenance.
Okay. But yeah, it looks like you do just have to do multiple sweeps. One with your left eye, one with your right. Because things visible in this vision aren't visible in this vision and vice versa. Sounds pretty shitty quality of life.
Food's running low. It's already 3 weeks since George Hurst's disappearance. Well, I can see the preparations for peasant soup, a clever concoction for somebody with apparently no culinary skills.
What have you got? The Strand magazine.
Huh, so that's why you came to see me.
Oh, if he didn't see the magazine and didn't know about Holmes, then his dad will be gone forever.
Tom probably reads at night.
Okay, well then take it. Objects marked with the exclamation mark symbol are to be used to further investigation. Then why is it still here?
Huh.
Okay. Alright.
A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing...
Father bought all those books.
Oh, it's left click to skip through dialogue? Okay. Oh, good. So you have to cinematically drag yourself up the ladder. But there's probably not going to be any case where that's going to be useful, is it?
It's too dark. I can't see anything.
Because I can't go any higher than this, so that's as high as you can go. Is there ever going to be any instance where you have to drag yourself halfway up to access something else? Or is it just top to bottom, bottom to top,
It's too dark. I can't see anything.
and just make the player do the work? I know you're marked with that, but there's nothing I can do with you, is there? Or is it... I don't know. Who even knows? To think, the alternative to the Sherlock fix was maybe getting some Undertale and Deltarune in to like check up with old friends. Because those games are very nostalgic now. And instead, I chose this. It better impress me soon.
I hope you'll find my father soon.
Okay, so what do I do then? It's not talking to the kid. There's nothing else to look at. Oh. Oh. Really? Oh my goodness. So how do I use it? Paid rent in advance. Is it just automatic now that I have the candles? Okay, that's nice at least.
A leather satchel, what's in it?
Letter to George Hurst. Hello there, George. I know that it's difficult for you to find a job, and you need to feed and clothe your son. So I've attached this letter to a pub leaflet. I've heard that there is a fellow there who is offering a special job. Maybe he'll help you. I hope so. Good luck. So it's Squid Game? Quickly, let me change my category to retro, because there's going to be no discoverability in The Devil's Daughter. Retro garbage I can do. This is definitely garbage so far, mechanically wise. See, my school of thinking is that retro isn't a year thing, right? It's not that, oh, it's 5 years old, or it's 10 years old, or it's 15 years old. People are creatures that live in the present, so it's very difficult for us to perceive changes over time. We live in the present, we don't see it, we just see the present. And no matter how much the present changes, we're blind to those changes. For me, retro is a measure of patterns. It's a measure of game design choices that become popular and fall out of favor over the years. In the old days, it was easy. SNES to N64, you could see it's different. So if something's like 3 years old, it's retro. N64 to like PlayStation 2, really big graphical changes, you can see it. Last year's thing is already retro because it's that tangibly visible. But PS2 360 to PS3 to PS4 and 5, it's all a blur. So people get confused. 10 years pass, but it doesn't look retro the same way that it would with the jump from like 8-bit to 16-bit, 32-bit, and so on. But if you play these games, it becomes really apparent like what trends were really popular way back when. It could be in Weirdo, it could be in Hello. Which is why I'm totally marking this 2018 game as retro, because oh my goodness, were these guys stuck in like 2009 or something.
The old Tabard pub? Did you hear anything about it from your father, Tom?
My father's a regular, but he's not a drinker, sir. It's close by on North Street.
Thanks, kid. So now that we got the details, what happens if I do click on the wrong door? Nothing? Now I'm not allowed to click on the other doors? So maybe it would've insta-failed the entire game then. If my curiosity got the better of me, and then I would have had to sit through the entire 15-minute long opening sequence again. I feel like there's not going to be anything out back, and there isn't. My half-blind detective vision sees nothing. Dorset again. We want Dorset, right? No, we came from Dorset. We want North Street. Intersection of Dorset and North, and then down on the end. Or get accosted by an urchin.
Well, if it isn't young Wiggins. And I see you found yourself a job.
If you can call it that. I hate it. But if you've got any proper work for me...
I just might be in need of your assistance later. Wait here.
And then we never see him again. Oh, Tabard Pub. There you go. No need to hunt around. Is that the correct... Oh, whatever. Whatever. Maybe doors
I need
open
to
that way in
earwig
Ukraine.
to find out who is offering this special job.
To earwig, you say? Is this gonna be another mechanic that they aren't going to explain? Alright, find more information about the special job at Old Tabard Pub.
Arm in arm, stronger together! Stronger than
What, just stand on the... Okay, that's totally inconspicuous. But alright, maybe this eavesdropping mechanic would be more fun than Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 if they could improve somehow. Then I might find myself surprisingly enjoying myself. Okay, what on earth is this? Keep the concentration controls aimed... What? Oh... So this is a, designed for a two-stick controller thing.
Equality for the working class. I'm glad I'm my own boss. I can complain only to myself. Or to Watson.
That's another thing that clearly marks this as retro. The weird ways that 2009 to 2016 games would, I don't know, try to translate controller controls to the PC. And in that field, nobody knows what they're doing. So this 3-year-old game is definitely in good company along the dinosaurs. Ah. This isn't comfortable, Ukraine.
The man who's offering that special job has a proper set of mutton chop whiskers.
Oh, thanks for just talking about that in the open. Very natural. Nah, that doesn't count as mutton chops.
Dump the bosses off your backs.
We want like a good, proper bush, don't we?
There's no one to eavesdrop on for me.
What with this him? With the mutton chops? I do love how the game hasn't bothered to tell me how eavesdropping works.
There's no one to eavesdrop
instead
on
of the
for
coal
me.
mine.
Well, what more do you want? There's no markers on mutton chop, folk. This guy's had mutton chops. Oh, there we go. One more eavesdrop, then talk to the only guy with mutton chops in the entire bar. No, keep talking. Don't mind me just sitting right behind you out of the blue, not ordering, not drinking.
No. That fellow who's offering the special jobs, he never drinks alcohol.
I am so lucky that everyone's talking about him today.
So, the man I'm looking for has whiskers and never drinks alcohol.
What you drinking? Is that lemonade? I have no clue what he's drinking. It's a glass of something, maybe water. Oh, what do I use? Is that when I use the Accountant Vision? What have we got? What have we got? Nothing? There's no details others can't see?
Dump the bosses off your backs.
No facial hair. How about you? You've got... So, it's this guy down here then, isn't it? There's nobody else around here. Yeah? Oh, now I use a bar stool. Now hold on a sec. You said there's nobody else. What did I do with it? Bro, where's... Okay, alright. So I guess... it's the same observation game, but this time without the time limit. So, Does that mean the only tangible difference between normal and hard is that hard mode just puts arbitrary time limits on everything? I guess it is. So there's no shame lost in downgrading from hard to normal? I don't get it though, because if that's the only difference, what's the point of hard mode? If you like go back in after playing on normal to then enjoy hard, you already know the game. There's no mystery.
This must be the man that I'm looking for.
Is this supposed to be the tutorial? Like, we won't tell you how the game is played, but we'll let you fumble about and fuck up the first case, and hopefully by the end you figure out how it's done. Q to skip time. And now you tell me what to do with Q. The last time it was just a flashy Q button. You tap it, it does nothing. You hold it, does nothing. You mash it, does nothing. I mean, this is kind of fun. If the game picks up in quality from here, I might enjoy it. 30 minutes later. Oh, so you had to hold it? Eh. I thought you were following him. You're gonna lose his trail.
Interesting. A missing person. I should find out more.
You're not gonna follow your person of interest? At the start of October, Mr. John Stowbridge went missing from Dorset Street under mysterious circumstances. If you have any information, please contact Mrs. Stowbridge at 5 Dorset Street. Thank you in advance for any information or help. So she's at where? Mr. John Stowbridge is missing, and Mrs. Stowbridge is at 5 Dorset Street. Okay. Oh, now we're following him. Not now, kid. Go away.
See that gentleman? I need you to follow him.
Oh, the kid's following him. Nobody
All right, Mr.
complains
Holmes.
when Sherlock Holmes puts children in dangerous lines of work. Oh, the kid? We get to play as a kid? But when Roblox allows children to play with digital Legos, oh no, then it's a fuss. So where is he? I've lost him already. Is that him? I also really dislike that there's no save or load option. I guess it's that kind of game. But...
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
what the heck? Oh. Okay. So, there's a cover mechanic you haven't decided to tell me about. Get behind cover, you little shit! I'm really not fond of this penalize you, then tell you how it's done style. Alright, so the arrows are filled up, then it's permanent, but if they haven't been filled up... then he could lower it. Oh no, the
They won't let me
coppers.
pass. I'll need to find another way.
Really? Oh, that's lame. Why won't they?
Rich folk feed meat to their dogs.
I'm a newsie, just a little common street kid.
Living costs are too much these days. My son has to work down the sewers. He's only 7.
Glad he went the only way possible and didn't choose to go to any buildings. Okay, so we can see if you peek.
Take a brush and get in there. Stupid kid.
Boys from the Bruisers gang. Better keep out of their way.
This kid is such
What are
a
you waiting
dork.
for?
How come he's so meek about everyone else?
Who do we have here? Get him!
Still have I failed? Just by stepping out? Oh, I see. It's one of those things. We'll cover then. Normally, I'm a generous person and think,
Stop
oh,
crying
well,
and
you
get to
know.
work.
Oh, there's a way through. I think, oh, well, you know. Any game is experience for a studio. So,
Boys from the Bruisers gang.
if it's rough around the edges, maybe the next games get better.
Take a brush and get in
They've
there.
been making these games for decades.
I'll be able to continue the chase if I climb up the chimney, but it's dangerous.
Well, what option do I have?
What are
Up
you
I
waiting
go.
for?
If I'm waiting to move, there you go.
Go on.
Love when a game doesn't let me move forward till I let go of something. Oh, I get to fill my lungs with soot. What do I do? Oh my goodness, this is so lovely. The things we do for Mr. Holmes. How much are we being paid for this? Hello, there you are. Holmes has just ruined a little kid's lungs for
He's still here, that's a relief.
not even a pence. Can I drop him? I can't drop the kid. Ah. Okay, how do I get down? He's going this way. Do I parkour? No, how do I get down? No joke, how do I get down? Okay. It's a maze. Rooftop maze. Rooftop maze. Oh my goodness, no. Clearly, I chose poorly in trying to go backwards through the Frogwares library. This must be their zany experimental stage.
Whoa.
See what I mean by retro is about design choices and design philosophy? Where is he? And not about years? Is it this way? Oh, there he is.
Where did he come from?
Lady, mind your own business. Before I smack it out of you.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Lying or...
I'm gonna run ahead just to get away from the uninspired song. I guess these boxes don't count as cover. Only special
No
boxes
place
do.
to hide here. We'd better go through the yard.
Oi, what are you doing in my garden?
Oh, but it's gonna be a dog chase. Where's the dog? Where's the big Brutus? There's no dog chase? Aww. So there's no redeeming quality to the sneaks. Oh, this is gonna be like a repeating thing throughout the game. Oh. Oh, he saw me across the corner because I'm standing across the corner. Is the other child also a bully I have to avoid? Well, that's it, right? We saw where he went, Union Street.
He's Shoeshine Jim from Chambers Street. He's mute because his drunk stepfather beat him. Hey, Jim. Can you lend me your kit? I'm on a secret mission for Mr. Holmes.
A secret mission that's fuck my lungs and put me within range of a violent criminal for 2 whole shillings. Really? Okay, well first we give it a wipe, right?
I should remove the dirt first.
Yeah, with this. Remove the dirt with this. It's got dirt on it.
Did you fall asleep?
Oh, shut up, sir. Did David Cage work on this? Is this secretly a David Cage game?
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm still learning.
Oh, that increases his suspicion. Okay, well, fuck me for not knowing how to shine shoes. Oh, there's a dog. Do I get to avoid the dogs?
Get away from me, boy!
Well, dogs are going to be too dangerous. They must go down this only other alley. Mamma mia!
At last, the weather's good. Last week was freezing.
I'm saying it doesn't get cold again. Oh no, cold.
I can't lose him now.
Then jump! Jump onto it! Jump, boy! I gotta tap to sprint?
I've lost him.
You've lost? He was right in front of you. That's not losing him. How to mod this game for cutscene skip. What I could do. No, it's really all in-engine, isn't it? Because I was thinking, right, what he could possibly do then is just go to the files and delete all the videos and bam, no more cutscenes to drag things out, but no. Also love that pretentious realm to make it extra cinematic.
Interesting. What's going on in the yard?
It's an hour in now, so half an hour later, and it hasn't dispelled my bitterness. In fact, it's just layered more bitterness on top of it.
Locked.
Oh well, let's go back home. Holmes, the place is locked. Well, he can't be that fancy. He's got a crumbling wall. I'll give points though. The bushes aren't just jagged fog.
Wow, a lot of expensive stuff.
And yet he can't fix his wall?
Ah, a coat of arms. It might help Mr. Holmes. I'll make a drawing of it.
What? No mini game to use the left and right sticks to make a drawing? Missed opportunity, Frogwares. You could do like left stick to move the hand and right stick to fumble the pencil around.
I can't see what's inside.
Oh yeah, you gotta stand up, you idiot. Unlock this door to make her escape. Or to prep for it. There you go, smart kid.
It's too dangerous to enter.
No, what's the point? Well, let's go then. We got all the information we want, right? The place he stopped, his home address, his coat of arms. That he probably picked up for sale in Windsor and probably doesn't belong to him.
I can't see what's inside.
Front door. Go to the front door. Too dangerous? And yet climbing up chimneys is perfectly okay?
Do only 2 people live here? I wish one was me.
Of course. You see 2 people in the window, ergo, only 2 people live here.
Bags of food. I like this house. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
Oh, still locked? From the inside, surely, kid. Just unlatch it. And nobody's seen me, so I'm not gonna get nabbed by the bobbies.
Wigan's tale was quite unusual. What do you make of what he found, Holmes?
He's a very keen artist, at least. Kid's got a career in him. To examine the items brought by Wiggins. That is a lie. Tab does not do any such thing. That just gives my own stuff. You mean walk forward and then left click? Frogwares can't even get their game straight. Must be different departments, you know, it's so difficult communicating with their own team.
Wiggins did a good job.
Alright, we got archives, drawing of the coat of arms. Oh, search archives, is it a thing to do? I gotta go there myself? Okay. I'll accept it.
Brave Toby, the best nose in the...
Oh, these archives. Aww. No wandering to other archives. So, similar then to the archives in Chapter 1, just more centralized. Search in botany. There's a flower on it. What flower is this? Plant hormones. Plant hormones.
That's not the one I need.
No, it's not plant hormones? Is it economic science? No, Das Kapital.
That's not the one I need.
Das Kapital doesn't have what I need? This is so bizarre. Alright, fine, history. Oh, different shells of different things, maybe? Oh, your newspapers. I see then. Badges and medals, marks and symbols. And there's a down. Marks and symbols. Royal potato cans.
That's not the one I need.
You sure? You sure? Fine, English coat of arms. Coat of arms of the Marsh family. Nowadays, representatives of this family is Lord Edward Marsh, the well-known benefactor. He provides the poor people of Whitechapel provisions, warm clothes, etc. Lord Marsh is also renowned as a co-founder of the Special Education Programme, which allows poor people the opportunity of an education. And Lord Marsh resides at 3 Mainsbury Road, London. I mean, couldn't the kid whose lungs we broke just tell us the address of where he stopped off?
Here it is. So this man could be Lord Marsh. Huh. A lord who hangs around in a public house. Let's pay a visit to Lord Marsh. We'll pretend that we're interested in his charitable activities.
Also, I guess he really keeps all of his encyclopedias up to date.
Mr. Holmes, you have a visitor.
Oh, just ask him to wait.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. This young lady refuses to wait for anything.
Is it me? Since I've got my panties in a bunch.
Caitlin!
Father?
Miss Caitlin's boarding school was flooded. Everyone was sent home.
As if it could smell any mustier.
My word, how is it possible that you have grown up so fast?
You'll be staying. Wherever will we put you?
Holmes, I'll give her my room, of course.
What do you have to say, Kate?
Thank
You're
you.
on a new case. A respectable lady who's being blackmailed? Or is it a love story between a prince and a suffragist?
However did you guess?
You will tell me, won't you, Father?
Maybe, if danger arises. But Watson's jealousy will tell you if danger arises. I got no emotional attachment to the kid because I'm bouncing back and forth, so alright.
Only if our lives are in danger.
All right, then. Have fun. I'll go and unpack. Will you help me, Mrs. Hudson?
It's wonderful to have Kate home.
Okay, now who is she? He said Dad. Toby, is that your daughter? Okay, so what now? Go visit the guy? Marsh's house?
I wonder what connects Hurst and Marsh.
What if I choose instead to go entirely by foot? Can I? Can I go entirely by foot without relying on fast travel?
What can I do for you, Mr. Holmes?
Holmes has an entire army of destitute children willing to sacrifice their lungs for him. For little to no pay. Oh, they got walls everywhere, so I can't just go where I want, can I? No, it becomes fast travel anyway. I don't recall so many gates everywhere when I visited. There were plenty of queues. Everybody wants to go to the Sherlock Holmes Museum. Don't know why though. With a line that goes around the block. So the place itself was the uber crowd on the inside. Nah, just more fast travel. I'll give the game this, though. As empty as Chapter 1 was in the end, this does make me miss it.
Dancing elephant. Strange, but it somehow makes me think of Mycroft.
Can we do arm wrestling? We can do arm wrestling! Follow my opponent's facial expressions to understand his moves. Push, restrain, idle, and plan my counter strategy. Okay. Push, restrain. Hey, I'm terrible at this. Alright, so I guess this area is just full of... what? Not quite tutorial, because the game clearly doesn't believe in that. practice. Home areas full of practice. And lots of fast travel interaction prompts all around you. Deduction space icon, you could combine clues to deductions.
Holmes, about Caitlin.
Yes, tell us who she is.
She has grown up, hasn't she? Don't you think it's time to tell her?
About?
To tell her what, Watson?
A relationship?
About her father.
Never. Absolutely never. Do you hear me?
Holmes, you were responsible for the death of her father. You owe her the truth. She is old enough now.
Just like Great Ace Attorney.
Can't you see that? She must never know, Watson. Is that clear?
Holmes.
It won't and can't happen.
Just like Iris.
Come in, please.
Certainly dressed like we're here for charitable purposes. Okay, already the place is a mess on the inside.
Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to my home. How may I help you?
No
Good
mutton
day to you,
chops.
Lord Marsh. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague,
either.
Dr. Watson.
Okay, yeah, no time limit. That's the only. That's really the only feature of hard mode then, is just slap time limits on things. Red eyes? Lack of sleep, maybe? So I guess hard mode really is just for if you played the game already and want to speedrun your way through it, because there's no way you could have fun with this on hard mode. With a time limit tapping around and you can't go back and analyze your observations because you have no time for it. Ill or hiding something? He could be ill. We could always change our answer. He's got tea. Devon's vegetable painkiller. Lord Marsh's state of health. Temperature higher than usual. Experiencing a tightness of the chest and a shortness of breath during the day. Recommend increasing his daily dose of painkillers. An appointment, 1600 meeting. Lord Marsh and Lord Collins. Remind Lord Marsh of his meeting and order a cab. Cooking recipe. No. There's an elk. Member of a hunting club. Nothing on his face. See, I could imagine myself having fun with this game if there wasn't so much working against it from the word go. Nothing on the tea. What could possibly be the last thing then? Personal assistant. No buttons or anything. I thought I saw yellow. Ah, there we go. The stethoscope. Position. So let's see. Is it a lack of sleep? Or is he unwell? Let's say he is unwell. It could be a lack of sleep. But he is definitely also ill too. Ill or hiding something. But we know he's ill. Because he's got the painkillers. And the notes said his painkillers. But I think he's also suffering a lack of sleep, probably exacerbated by his pain, keeping him up. Imprecise portrait? Whatever, there's no penalty for that. Reuben Fisher is a young man of 25 and already a competent physician. Well-educated, mannered member of a hunting club, his clothes indicate that he's financially wealthy. He's not only a physician, he is also Lord Marsh's personal assistant. A wealthy man who holds a high position in society, indicated by his expensive clothes and valuable gold ring. He has a dedicated life with the poor, has he? He's ill, therefore covered in a blanket, despite the fact that it's quite warm inside the room. He has red eyes due to the lack of sleep, or perhaps because of alcohol. Or perhaps because of alcohol, not with his medication, no. See, that's Holmes getting it wrong, not me. Am I interrupting?
I hope we're not disturbing you. You are with your physician?
Yes, this is Dr. Reuben Fisher. But no, please, I'm intrigued by your visit, Mr. Holmes.
I'm glad to hear it. The last thing I'd wish is to upset the patient. Lord Marsh, can I just say that I admire all of your efforts in assisting the poor of London?
Yes. It is a war that we must fight, on our streets and now too from my home.
What, hunting the
you
poor,
must
literally?
surely have
With a
noticed
hunting
those
club?
bags full of items, clothing and books for the unfortunate.
That is inspirational. At my own humble level, I too try my best to support those in need. I thought perhaps that I could be of some assistance.
I don't see why not. I already have the valuable assistance of Dr. Fisher, who happens to be my personal physician.
Recognize your face or Marsh's disease. If the game's gonna be so rude to us, let's be rude back and go straight into inquiring about his personal issues.
Forgive me, Lord Marsh, you're looking very pale. Might I offer Dr. Watson's assistance?
That is kind of you, but I feel confident that I can provide Lord Marsh with the care that he requires.
How long have you been like this, my lord?
I'm fine, Dr. Watson.
What am I
Don't
supposed
fuss.
to do?
It's only influenza. I'll be better in a few days. I can feel it already.
Painkillers?
In that case, why are you taking such powerful painkillers?
Excuse me.
So I guess you have to I really don't get the mechanic. The options popped up when I held Q, but it's like, is there a specific time you have to hold it? You have to hold it for a few seconds? Do you just hold it, and then a keyword pops up and then you get options? I haven't the foggiest, because the game just expects you to know.
What do you mean?
Mr. Holmes is referring to the pills on your table.
I'm sorry, but that's a medical confidentiality.
It's curious. Your face seems familiar to me, Doctor. Oddly, I'm associating it with Whitechapel?
Well done. You are right. I do occasionally frequent a few hostelries over there, would you believe it? Not that I am a drinker. But there, dressed as a working man, I can approach the other fellows to see if they might be interested in a special job.
Those are
A
your mutton
special
chops.
job? May I ask what you're referring to?
Certainly. Since Lord Marsh began his special education program in 1889, he foresaw that such people would need an occupation of some kind. And so, with or without education, we propose these opportunities to work with Lord Marsh. It offers the less fortunate a chance to help make London a better place.
That's remarkable.
Yes, indeed. In order to truly see, one requires vision, yes, but also insight, and Lord Marsh has believed this since he was a child.
Oh, Dr. Fisher makes it all sound so romantic. Let's close this topic.
But an hour and 30, so if I want a refund from Steam, now is the time to do it. No, but I can't though, it was bundled up! That's right, there's prohibitions on refunds on bundles. Ah, I'm stuck with this then.
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Well, you see, it's gonna be like some kind of work labor camp. Our Quartermen Club to celebrate our horseback riding, exploration, and hunting. Basically, a D&D.
Lord Marsh, hunting with his friends.
Ah, my dear comrades, Lord Collins and Lord Harrington. If it wasn't for this god-forsaken English malady, I'd be with those rapscallions right now.
All in due time, my lord.
Don't we all suffer the common English
Last
malady?
year, 3 orphans were put through medical college. Thanks to Lord Marsh and the special education program, a great many poor people will have a second chance in life.
Oh, it's prompting me to turn on tea. There's some papers here with a seal. Is that really what others would have noticed? Because it's right there. The only reason we haven't touched it before is because the icon, the cursor, didn't turn yellow. But I guess that's how they make Holmes feel more observant. That thing you observed, unimportant. But wait, press T, now it is important. Holmes himself is the one who is clever. Dear Lord Marsh, here's a list of selected participants for the special education program in October. Looks to be a very promising event. I'm looking forward to it, so this Squid Game. Get the poor, have them fight to the death. It's a promising event. Patrick Tanner, Thomas Kelly, John Stowbridge. We didn't speak to the missing person's widow, did we? William Thatcher and Richard Oldstaffer. Staple.
John Strobridge. I've seen this name before. It was on a missing persons poster. I can't quite work it out. Do you have any idea as to the number of people who might owe you their lives?
Foreshadowing.
Oh, don't embarrass me, Mr. Holmes. But indeed, these people have become like a family to me.
Because you buried them in the garden.
Family, I imagine.
Yes, the list would be longer than any of your short stories. As for how large, well, Fisher is the one who keeps record.
Might we take a glance at the list?
I regret that is impossible. It is confidential. I stand firm upon that point, Mr. Holmes.
I quite understand. We'll most certainly send a donation towards your educational program. I shall take my leave then. I thank you
so we
both
can
and I wish
explore
you
even more?
all the very best, gentlemen.
Likewise, Mr. Holmes.
No, seems like I can look a little bit more around here. Distribute for paupers, Whitechapel, High Street, London.
A provision dealing with the paupers of Whitechapel.
London Hospital, Whitechapel Road.
Lord Marsh even helps hospitals.
Portrait, unimportant, nothing else here. Can we interview the man?
I'm gratified by your interest in my charity. You're the first who has offered to help.
Sus.
It appears that Lord Marsh spent a great deal of his money on aiding the poor.
We can't exactly see what's inside, can we? It must be like the vampire version of Spanish influenza.
Lord Marsh believes that he can help all these poor...
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Stairs are blocked.
Bags full of food.
Boys' orphanage. Dr. Bernardo's home.
Humanitarian aid for an orphanage. Aid for the paupers of Lambeth Workhouse. It's extremely honourable to devote one's whole...
Locked.
Locked.
Locked and blocked.
It's shut
Locked.
tight.
And the back door.
It's shut tight.
Alright, so let me see. How the deuce do we deduce? Fisher's disguise. So he admits to that. Diagnosis of influenza. But does that require powerful painkillers? Quarterman's Club, list of participants. Special education program, dialogue. So, how do I actually combine my evidences? Imagination? Have I missed out? Sherlock talent? Open deduction space? There you go. So, let's see. Find a pair of related clues and they will form a deduction. And red signifies unavailable for combination. Special job. And the special education program, right? Discover the Quartermain Club. The special job is hunting the poor. Was that what the intro video was? With what I guess is Holmes running from gunshots and shouts as somebody takes aim at him. But yeah, the special job is a special education program. That almost makes it look like all this will be filled out, but I don't know. I don't have any faith in this game. It looks pretty, but it's been very frictional. Not connected or connected? The special job and the special education program are somehow connected, yeah. Ah, but it can go multiple ways. We could say it's not connected, and then we go down there instead, just like chapter 1. That's not very promising then, if as empty as chapter 1 was. It feels more, I don't know, complete than this already. Refuse to provide any more information because people are missing. Not connected? Okay. Then how do I deselect space? Her special job and going missing is not connected. Quartermain Club and people going missing. You sure it's not connected? Going missing. Oh, doesn't get anything. Alright. So I guess all we have for now is this then, huh?
Is there some... Lord Mark, I'm gratified.
We can't actually talk anything else? Okay, let's go. I suppose that's all to it for here.
I've never seen so many
And then out we go. Let's go, John. John? John! Let's go to Whitechapel. Because there is an old lady on Dorset Street we haven't spoken to. She lives in number 5, right? North Street and Dorset. And this is still Dorset Street, yeah? Where's number 5? No number. Are we able to see her? Where's the, I'm on the documents. Isn't including the missing persons file, is it? Missing. Mr. Strobridge, 5 Dorset Street. Okay, so I wasn't misremembering. This is still Dorset. Oh. I thought those were glowy crosses along the walls. Like, what on earth is this supernatural stuff already? Is there actually a 5 Dorset Street I could visit? 9. No number. It's certainly giving me the option to visit other houses. But I don't know what house I need. Hey, Rake. Oh no, I haven't called a poopy head. Oh no, Rake. You said you promised that for quote unquote the next time I stream. This is an additional poopy head. I don't see a number on this street, on this store I mean. But if you are, what's this, 14? 15? Then 16, then 14? Oh, thanks. The lights are alright. I'd prefer if they blink, but I guess it's okay if they don't. Whoa, easy there. 4? But this is North Street now, isn't it? Seven. Because if I go to the located on North Street. So yeah, this is okay. Dorset starts here, then comes on down. 13, 12, 11. And then we had 9 down here at the end. So this is probably 10. Yeah. Then 9. So where's 5? Prefer what? The blinking? Of course. Blinking lights are nice. Blinking lights are lights. Blinking lights are nice. No answer. Oh well, maybe the game doesn't expect us to be clever and visit number 5 Dorset Street. Even if Dorset Street is right here. And these doors are all fake. Fake and fake. Well, guess there's nothing then. And pretty sure I've been everywhere in their home where they can be. Maybe talk to the kid? But what else is a kid gonna know? Kid's told us all he knows. Right?
Mr. Holmes, do you have any news about my father?
Tom, not so fast. I wanted to ask you if you remember your father mentioning anything about a special education program.
An education program? No, he only talked about a special job.
What's this box, Tom?
What's in the box?
Yeah. I just found it, Mr. Holmes. It was ever so well hidden. I've no idea why.
Well done, my boy. It could prove very helpful.
Examine the box found by Tom. There's a key and a bottle. And a nose scraper.
A ramrod to clean a rifle.
And a hunting club. They are hunting the poor. Jesuit's pressed Wolfjack.
Wolfjack. Looks like a military badge.
And sewing medicine.
This oil can also be used on weapons. Tom, does your father own a rifle?
A rifle? No. If he had, he would have shown it me.
I'm sure that he wouldn't have shown it you. I need to find this rifle.
Well then. Clearly, we gotta go with the club then. The key would go to where though? Maybe now's time to find the hidden hiding spot. Tom, where'd you find this?
Please, sir, find my father.
Are these documents possibly important? No, nothing important here. Just give her the T prompt. Maybe it's just in general. I don't know. Because nothing's been illuminated. Is it anytime I search? Still giving T prompt. Maybe I do have to find the place then. A thick liquid. Is it more oil? It is. Is a rifle in this burlap sack? Please don't tell me that this is just to find where I unfold it. Be a real clue, not just unfold here. Okay, good.
This scrap of cloth was used to oil a firearm. Tom, does your father have any other property?
No. Well, at least I don't think so.
I have to take Toby. He'll take a sniff of the oil, and we'll find that rifle.
I've already lost all faith in frogwares, but I was going to find more faith to lose. Find out where it could house a rifle. Alright. So, back to home then. Already gonna be a 2T kind of morning. You could find gameplay or interface instructions by pressing F1. Liars, the lot of you. You show me button, but you don't say how to button. Okay, Toby. Archives first. Archive for the military badge. Wolfjack Jesuit Press. A wolfjack is a half-wolf, half-jack rabbit. It was used by the Lovett Scouts as a self-descriptive nickname. The Lovett Scouts formerly became the British Army's first marksman unit.
Here it is.
That's that. And then Toby.
Come on, Toby. It's time for you to earn your keep.
I like Toby. This is a cute reference to the Great Mouse Detective.
Watson?
I prefer to visit Lord Marsh. I'm worried about the condition of his health.
Now do I get to swap between Watson and Toby? Aw, Hugh does nothing. Switch characters is a lie yet again.
I prefer to visit Lord Marsh.
Alright, so are we just going back to Marsh's house, not Marsh's house, first house? And then using the dog to find where the oil went to? Where the gun associated with the oil went to? Toby's cute.
Toby, search.
Toby is... Oh, we got to be Twilight Princess for real this time. Well, it's definitely varied. If I could say one nice thing about Frogwares so far, they definitely try different things in their games. Toby can use doors. I could run, that's good. But so far between this and Chapter 1, I worry that they might be all style. Animate kneading and substance. Which I suppose perfectly describes Cordoba or Cordona. Since they've put the veneer of a rich history and a rich population, like a rich variety population in history, and yet they do nothing with it. Where is it, Toby? Where is it? It's out here? And then Holmes was never able to find Toby again. It went 2 directions! But I think maybe in the shed across the way. Where's a mod to put a tiny Minna on Toby's back? No.
It's only a garden shed. Let's go on.
So maybe he's gone here, but then double backed. And hit it on this body. Bark, 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 bark! Slobber, slobber! Rrrr. Okay, idea, Frogwares. Give up on Sherlock Holmes and just make a Toby game. He hid it in the vegetables. I don't think he jumped the fence, but I don't see a prompt for here. Is it not here then? Oh, it splits. Oh, the one we couldn't go into. Is this gonna be number 5 Dorset? Because don't think I forgot the number 5 Dorset yet game.
What's in there?
What's the number of the door? Is that an N? Oh, there's no number. Well, nothing else out here, so now what to do but go down then. Thanks, Toby. So Tom's dad does have property elsewhere. And quite the seller so far. He could afford all the oil for all these lamps? Or maybe... No, maybe everyone at Whitechapel who gets a special job gets given a copy of this key. Because I don't see Tom's dad being able to afford all this.
Nothing that could interest me.
Nothing in here interests you?
People use this cellar for storage. Pile of rubbish.
There are barrels. Are you sure, Holmes? It might just be out of sight. You're gonna take one peek and then decide there's no place in the room.
Old things. Ordinary storage.
You can't even see what's all in there. Do you really expect the rifle to be, like, right opposite the keyhole? Oh, hello. What have we got here? Illustrated London News. Stop the war. There's a bunch of stuff here that might be of interest.
Tom's photograph. Let's try to get inside.
Tom's photo was the only thing. Okay. Use the correct lockpicks to lift the lock plates and create an unobstructed path with the warden pin. Oh, I see now. It's doing the thing where console to keyboard, it's assigning, this is what, D-pad? D-pad always becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it? Is it not D-pad? Oh, it's WASD. Okay. So, how does this work? Oh, that's skip? Wait, hold on. Scroll button to select? Oh, that's what it means. My scroll button to select. Which is rather wild. You could just use WASD. Then insert. How do I... What do I do then? Left shift to switch a set of lockpicks?
There's no space for this lockpick.
Okay, then how do I do this? You just told me what the buttons do, but not with my, like... Where's the user manual?
There's no space for this lockpick.
Progress to not be saved, exit anyway. What if I made a mistake? How do I go back?
There's no space for this lockpick.
There's no space for any lockpick. To switch locks? Remove. See, I just don't get what I'm doing. They tell me here are the lockpicks. Pick the one that works best. But how do I know what that means? You dumb game. Okay, then what? Then do I go... No? Okay, alright, so that's how you work. I see then.
There's no space for this lockpick.
Okay, so how do I remove the lockpick that's already there? Insert, select, right, left shift, but that prompt disappears. Then remove. Okay, then confirm this one. Hey, alright, now we figured this out, since the game doesn't want to tell you how this minigame works. And then... probably not 2 again. Can it be 2 again? Can I use 2 a second time? I can, alright. Know what's in here? Just old stuff. A map. Lauren bushes. It's a hunting map. Trails. Wildlands. Why'd you push me all the way up here? The forest?
A map of Epping Forest.
Letter from friend. Dear George, I do understand you and it's so sad. Same as you, I can't find a job. Not even the smallest thing. My children have nothing to eat. When I try to find anything, the bosses just say that they don't want wounded people working for them. Our military service means nothing. Our country used us in war, but now it has abandoned us. Nobody cares. Your friend, Jack. And the next. Order. By Her Royal Majesty Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, I, Frederick Russell Burnham, Mayor of the British Army, declare the country extends its gratitude for George Hurst, an honorable soldier of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, for his valiant military service. The British Army hereby rewards him the Distinguished Conduct Medal and retires him due to the injury sustained while in duty. Major Frederick Russell Burnham. And here we have... what's this? Savage Soft Points? Empty.
This case must have been full of cartridges. There was something on the stand.
Rifle Holmes, but no rifle no more. Which means that's it then. The guy's dead, went off to join the Squid Games and never came back. The wall's not important, nothing up here. Daily Mirror, Special Education Program.
News clippings on Lords in the education program. Why are they here?
Maybe. No, I don't think that George is investigating it. I think George is desperate enough to try to, like, join it. Lord Marsh, in association with his friends Lord Harrington and Lord Collins, is a co-founder of the Special Education Program. In assisting the poor to build better lives and more certain futures, these three gentlemen surely help lift the level of our struggling society. Evidence, map of Epping Forest. A wallet. Dear Tom, if you're reading this letter, then it means that I'm dead. I'm so sorry that things had to end up this way, but I had no other choice. You have to know that. You're a very smart boy, and I'm so proud of you. I hope one day you'll understand and you'll forgive me. Son, I love you so much. Don't despair. Try to be happy, for you'll grow up to be a man someday, and sooner than you think. You won't be alone. Me and your man will be looking over you from heaven. Your loving father. Names and groups. Papillon, Smith, Bristol.
Let's compare this list with the evidence that we found earlier.
BB, CBA.
This is the list of selected participants for October's special education program. According to this poster, John Strobridge is missing. Let's compare them with people from Hearst documents.
No. None of these folks. No Jones, Smith, Papillon, Bristol, or Evans. Taylor, Brown, Kelly, Bowles, Thatcher. William Thatcher. 24 October 10. Kelly's on. Selected participants for the special education program in October. But I can't underline both.
This
like
man
that.
appears
Hey,
in both documents.
That's how it works. So just everyone marked October. Tanner and Tanner. Staple and Staple. So where's Strobridge? And we haven't even spoken to the widow Strobridge since her house doesn't exist. And Group S. Is it like rating? Average? Very great? Exceptional?
All the people in Marsh's document are marked and dated in George Hearst's files.
So what's it mean? The George Hearst list is all these people. So why does Hearst have this list then? If he's not participating, was he investigating? And Hearst himself isn't mentioned by name on any of these? What if Hearst participated in the past? And despite the rough upbringing that little Tom must have, George himself is actually taken care of as a previous victor of the special education program who now works as a host and the front man. F and B. What could get B first? A farewell letter to Tom. And missing. He is now dead. No, wrong one. Her special job in farewell? No return or last chance. He didn't give it to Tom. There's a chance he's still alive. He knew he stood no chance of returning from his special job, therefore he wrote a farewell letter. I mean, it's both true. He stood no chance, but there's a chance that he has survived then. Because he didn't give it to Tom, and I was thinking that too, that he's addressed his letter to Tom, but it's all the way down here. Sad little flagellum for the George dead route. What else do we have? Quartermain Club, maybe? The wound? What's the wound? Wounded by the British Army, ordering to stay in. Lovat Scouts to wound. Belong to the Lovat Scouts marksman unit. Okay. Quartermain Club? No? We're not smart enough to connect the Quartermain Club to hunting the poor yet? Refuse to provide additional information because it was in the news. No. Okay, nothing else connects to anything else. If then we got the other Holmes thing. Haven't tried this one. Oh, just to tell us that the rifle used to be here. His imagination land.
There was a rifle here. George Hurst took it with him.
For as hollow as Chapter 1 becomes, I do appreciate that it is at least a step up from this. This was bundled as the essentials, don't forget, so this expected you to just buy this and 2 other games. Maybe they were hoping you'd play in chronological order, from 2014 to this, then Chapter 1. Preparations? Prepared his rifle to take with him. Pauper's list. To the Quartermain Club. You came hunting for bear. No? Ah, your special job required the gun. His special job is undoubtedly associated with violence if he took his rifle with him. No connection? No, it's connected. It's connected. He needed his gun. And there's a chance he's alive? No connections for these connections yet? Pauper's list and the missing people. All participants of the Yes Group for the special education program could be missing. What if, hear me out, what if the special education program is partially legit, but they harvest from it to find participants for the Squid Game? Sneak into Marsh's house. Uncover additional information about the special education program. George Hurst was interested in the special education program, but nothing more? Or George Hurst has kept information about the paupers and the lords involved in the special education program. He has. I think he knew exactly what was going on. And thus, he knew about some of the people who'd gone missing. They were his friends even. He knew some of them for sure. What if he was only interested in the job opportunity? Then nothing. Alright. But I'm fairly certain of this, since all this in here. Where is it? Wrong one. Since all this in here is a lot more than just, hey, there's special jobs, go get educated. We had like newspaper articles, lists of people, a map of the forest, surely where the hunts take place. Yeah, get educated. It's just a basic jobs program. They go in, they get some vocational training, they get to be hunted as the most dangerous game, and if they survive, they got jobs waiting on the outside. But what I need, more than an education, is a bathroom break. I shall return. Be your butt. Alright. We done staring at Holmes's backside? I just realized something. This game, right, has a switch to first-person view, which would make lovely photographs or screenshots if this wasn't dingy, dirty London. I don't think Chapter 1 had this feature, did it? To drop into first person, because Cordona was by far the star of the show, and had some beautiful vistas. But you can't really take exceptional photographs of it because HUD's everywhere, and third-person view. Maybe we'll play this in this mode. Keep it as like an FPS. Alright, for real. Sneak into Lord Marsh's house and find out more information. Alright, can do. Where's his home? Here? Since we're still not allowed to stop by 5 Dorset Street, despite it being so close to 9. I am hoping, though, that this game has a harder focus than Chapter 1 did. One of the great disadvantages, I think, of Chapter 1, adjust these screens, is that nothing matters. That everything is kept ambiguous is really cool, but also works against it because there's no real consequence to anything.
Holmes, what are you doing here? What are you planning?
A mission of my own. You must play the role of the conscientious doctor while I sneak inside Marsh's house. That's the only way of helping little Tom.
And as a result, right, there's not really anything of substance to do. You go in, cross a checklist, then the case is done, on to the next. And then that's it. You finished the story of Holmes as the adolescent. So I'm kind of hoping that for this one, with less of an open world with no consequence, that maybe these cases actually matter a bit more and thus have more meat to it.
The window is firmly shut.
Alright, this minigame again. But now I have a handle for how it actually works. 2. A. And then that went kind of high. Would it work again? Perfect. Head not empty, just filled with boring shit. That could describe so many things in Weirdo.
How can I help you?
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
What for?
I would very much like to see Lord Marsh, if you please.
Stompy, stompy, stompy. What am I doing? Oh no, I spilled water.
Oh, you're so clumsy. Can you please not...
I have to visit Lord Marsh and offer him my services.
Fisher, please allow Dr. Watson to enter.
Before he swipes more things off the desk.
Good job, Watson.
Apparently, also, the third. I mean, Holmes has, like, the stompiest boots imaginable here. T is a painting. Hanging crookedly. Oh, secret passage?
Let's see how
RSA.
this safe is.
Doctor, it appears that you were impatient to pay me another visit.
Indeed. Will you allow me to examine you? A second opinion, so that the great Lord Marsh does not become the late Lord Marsh.
Well, since you put it that way, very well.
Shall I retire to your office, Lord Marsh?
Oh, no.
Please, Doctor, I insist that you stay. I shall need your assistance.
Will you break anything else?
Yes,
I'll
if you
try
don't
my
stay.
best.
Which means you've only got precious few seconds to do this. Where do I leave? My clairvoyance.
Mr. Holmes?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
So do I fail it, or does it just, like, restore to the last point?
Will you break anything else?
No, just restore to the
I'll
last
try
point.
my best.
But how does Holmes even know that he's coming, unless he's just shouting out? Watson, like, alright, Dr. Whoever, have fun in your office! Why are you shouting, Watson? No reason. Clears the lungs, good for the influenza. Okay, what have we got? Nothing important to the right. Notebook. Am I just moving stuff around? Oh, okay. Fling it. Off the desk. Can I? Oh, I can't put it off the desk. Yes, off the desk! To this day, and by my estimation, the special education program has saved over 200 individuals from the gutter, and elevated them to help form and support the critical foundations of our prosperous empire. This is largely thanks to the wisdom and foresight of Lord Marsh, who is a most progressive and wise politician. He carries out a great deal of work in this field, whilst ignoring the critics and any hindrance from his arrogant colleagues, who are so set in their ways. Well, that weirdo, this is the late 19th century, isn't it? So they don't acknowledge different ways of living. This is very much an era of science and progress where if it doesn't conform to one ethnocentric viewpoint, then it is very much invalid. You've been called a gutter slut before. Is that a congratulations or condolences thing? There's a letter underneath. Not on par with Malaysian Sea Witch. Well, not everything can be Malaysian Sea Witch. Dear Lord Collins, it is clear to me that we could learn a great many things about running the Empire from those whom we trample underfoot. What? Really? No way, they're actually acknowledging the others, the capital O others? These same people whom we leave, destitute and starving, in the shadows of our own cities, at home or abroad. Lord Marsh. Nah, surely not. I don't think this guy's any progressive. I still think that all this is a ruse to cover up some most dangerous game type stuff. If there's anything they want from the lower classes, it's more stock for the hunting farms. Dear Lord Marsh, written on post-it note. Thanks to the special education programme, my life has been changed completely. I didn't know how to thank you, so I picked you this flower. Thank you. Aww. Alright, now we go to the safe, right? Ooh, easy there, camera. What you doing? What you hiding from me? You don't like the window? Hunting, what is this? Buffalo, bear, and lions. But is it man?
Lord Marsh is a keen hunter.
Quartermain Club, an invertebrate hunter. Yes, that's established as part of his profile. We knew that from the start, Holmes. That's not exactly a deep deduction. And if there's nothing else here, nothing in the fireplace, right? There's a smashed... Is that a smashed thing, or is that just wood? Or paper? Rotate the safe dial, locate the area of clear sound feedback to confirm the correct safe combination. Oh no. Which direction do I even go first, too? That's so silent. Maybe I want it in a silent place to pick up where the loud clicks are? Or just keep it here where I can hear it the best? Oh? I see then. I'm gonna go till I hear the loud clinkety clink. Okay. Hey. You like saying Winder on Mondays? Take all his money, Holmes. All the Mangiers. I so admire all these paupers. They seem to me such a breath of fresh air. Communicating with them is such a pleasure, and they are so smart, not like us. Perhaps it is they who should have been lords, and we the simple commoners. Lord Harrington. Yeah, poppers. They really love their jalapeno poppers.
This means that the meeting is planned for today.
Dear Lord Marsh, on November 7th, our meeting starts at Grunston's Oak. I have attached a map to this letter, so you may find the place easily, Lord Collins. First name, Phil. And there's a map, right? And we're just gonna keep all this to ourselves. Search the archives for Grunston Oak. Okay. I guess so far it seems there's no real way to make failure. You just keep on going and advancing forward and forward. And if you fail, it just loops you back on to the start of the sequence, and then you try again. So I guess in that regard, there's no real disadvantage on having a save and load option. Because I guess the game is so linear that failure just isn't a possibility. Are they a rush kind of gal? That is a good question. They're lords and all, but they don't seem especially stick-up butt types.
I'd suggest that your current weakness is perhaps more than a simple case of influenza, Lord Marsh.
Where might your companion be, Dr. Watson?
He's got the coffee
busy
blood.
Poking his nose into other people's business, I'm sure.
Quickly, take it! Take his DNA evidence! His contagious blood!
My lord, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I must remind you about your meeting.
Is it already time? My apologies, Dr. Watson, but we are expected elsewhere. Might we offer you a lift?
You're going out?
He's offering me
I'm
a
not
whole
sure
elevator?
That's in your condition.
I value your opinion, but misery never rests, and I am needed.
Well, do please take good care of yourself, Lord Marsh. I'll send you my diagnosis, Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Farewell.
It's either the tuberculosis, or he's got the vague anime coughing sickness, and Bombay blood on top of it for further complications. And respiratory droplets, I suppose, but he coughed into it, so he just grabbed a whole fistful of respiratory droplets. That's gonna be on his hands now. That'll probably get to his face when he strokes his fine mustache and goatee. Toby! Hero Toby, the true star of the game.
Sweet slumber after a hard-working day. On my pillow.
Examine. Analysis of the handkerchief. Oh. If I want to examine the desk again.
My analysis table. It's useful for my work.
How's John with an H doing?
Watson, what are you doing at my table?
I just need to check one thing about Lord Marsh.
Is it going to be a similar sequence?
My intuition tells me that Lord Marsh is hiding something about his disease. His cough, in addition to his fever and his usage of strong painkillers, leads me to believe that he is seriously ill. Let's study it more closely.
So, how do I do this? Set focus? Like that, right? Embroidered roses or cherries on the handkerchief. Sadly, I don't think that the Lord was all that confident in his masculinity, you know? He has to hunt big game. He possibly has to hunt the poor. Roses and cherries might threaten that masculine image of his. He doesn't have enough of the innate confidence. Maybe that's what he's suffering from. He's got toxicity of the masculinity flowing through his veins.
Sputum with tiny drops of blood. I could take a sample and examine it under the microscope.
Sample as so?
I need to take a sample of it using the glass rod.
Oh, thank you. They do explain. Glass rod. That's a glass rod, right? The glass rod. There we go. Then swabbity swab. I appreciate the the restraint it took to not have me waggle control sticks to swap swab and swap swab. Statement of those who thought they had tuberculosis? Oh. I get you now. The red or the rose or the cherries to hide it. Alright. Then maybe that's by design. Because he tried to play it off as just influenza, yeah? And since handkerchief language is known, perhaps I would have described things too obviously?
Let us apply chemicals to color the sample.
Okay, which chemicals? Acid? Acid alcohol, to just clean this off. Carbofuchsin? Or methylene blue? Fuchsia or blue? Let's do pink blood.
I need a pipette.
It's always one thing or another with you, Watson. You're the doctor, not me. And then put away. How do I put away my pipette? Or do I take both colors? Both colors?
This chemical should be applied third.
Third? Oh, then the acid then? Color, acid, then color? Here I thought the acid was for cleansing off the, what do you call these slides?
Now, let's examine the colored sample under the microscope.
It's a good thing John talks to himself because I have not handled microscopes like this since like grade school. Examine the stain in detail, look for unusual elements. Well, luckily, I haven't been to medical school, so... Oh, I guess that stands out. He's got worms in his blood.
A mycobacterium. It appears that Lord Marsh is seriously ill.
Not microbacterium. His blood's not pure.
Holmes, this is no longer a laughing matter. It is just as I feared. Lord Marsh is suffering from tuberculosis.
What?
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. And Holmes, he will die if he is not transferred to a sanatorium as soon as possible.
And yet both Lord Marsh and Dr. Fisher are doing their best to hide this fact. How interesting.
But why?
Why indeed, Watson?
Oh, but... Oh, dear God. You don't think that Lord Marsh contracted tuberculosis while aiding the poor?
Oh, of course, the poor, the primary vector of tuberculosis.
I have a commitment that I can't possibly cancel. Holmes, during my absence, please be extremely careful. This disease is highly contagious. And remember that we have women at home.
As fiction teaches us, women are extra susceptible to tuberculosis. I like these kind of engagement you can't cancel.
Thank you, Miss Alice. Until later.
I'll see you soon, Caitlin.
This is highly dangerous,
Where
but
have
I
you
have
been?
tickets to the theater. Be careful.
My neighbour lent me a book. She is so kind. I think she likes you.
Aw.
I doubt that.
How is your investigation going?
It's going. Dracula?
Yes, it's forbidden reading at my boarding school. Did you know?
Well, well.
Oh, it's way too sexual for kids these days. Parents don't know what their kids are reading. They start reading about like bloodlust and turning to wolves. Next thing you know, the kids come out furry. One weeps at the thought. Grunston's Oak. No? Not this archive? Just years, newspapers? Could be years of a newspaper. Art and architecture. Botany, maybe? If it's a specific oak. Exotic plants. 100 legendary English oaks. Grunston's oak is a strange and mysterious tree that grows in Epping Forest. The origin of its name is unconfirmed, although there are many legends and fables connected with it. Some people say that over the centuries, witches performed their ceremonies near this tree, and these rites have assured that whoever may touch the trunk of Grunston's oak will be cursed for all time.
Here it is. Grunston's Oak is in Epping Forest. That's the place indicated on George Hurst's map.
We could put more clues together. Search the map for Grunston Oak. And our buddy Marsh's tuberculosis will die if not transferred to a sanatorium. And how's little Iris Watson doing?
This is so romantic.
Oh, see, it's corrupting her mind. Examine for Epping Forest.
Let's try to find the place from the...
Well, this is pretty cool. But there's one problem. Was it the same map maker who made this map and this map? Because the streets or paths might not line up perfectly in that case. Oh wow, that's the wind outside. I thought somebody was knocking stuff around, but this is the second floor. So, just a heads up, when there's weather outside, of any weather, Comcast gets a bit temperamental. And we get a nice, good rain and wind going. So, decent odds that stream just disconnects. And with the way PG&E has been this year, decent odds of power disconnects too. Which is all fine by me. I grew up with animal typhoon seasons, and so a good wind and rain and knocking out the power for like a day or a week is just nostalgia for me. What even is this? Is this streets? Oh, there we go, Grunston's Oak. Looking at this was more helpful than looking at this. Found it, Holmes. No minigame needed.
Here it is. Drat. I'll need to hurry if I want to find out what's going on at the forest.
Lagging behind.
That boy Wiggins, does he come here very often?
He helps
On your
occasionally in
vampire
some rare
erotica
cases.
reading?
Why do you ask?
Same.
I'd like to talk to him.
Talk to him?
Father, back at school there are only girls to talk to, and they are so boring. I'm sure Wiggins has lots of exciting stories to tell about his life in London. It would be so romantic.
Think good at Holmes. If you have your daughter marry Wiggins, that gives you an alliance with the urchins that is stronger than just paying them pennies to crawl up dirty, sooty chimneys. She's a lost cause. Shot. Complicity. Be reasonable. What am I doing here? Expressing a mood? Who's complicit? Who's lost? Be reasonable. Be good, Dad.
Caitlin, you know that Wiggins hasn't had the most fortunate life.
He's a poor person. He's of the wrong type.
Interesting.
Oh, Kate.
I'll leave you alone now.
She should be going for decent people with good lives, like foreign princes. To manage more alliances. Map and invitation. Yes, he's going to the Oak. George Hurst knew about the meeting between Lord Marsh and his companions to place it at the forest. Well, yeah, he had the invite. Oh wait, Mr. Hurst knew. Oh, no, never mind. So if Hurst knew, then I must go to Epping Forest. Marsh and his companions entered the forest that was indicated on George Hurst's map. But what if? What if George didn't know, if he was only after the special education program and that's it? Red color highlights logical conflicts. That just disappeared in like a second. Maybe it's like how Japanese holds a lot of information, and so you can make tweets with more information in Japanese. Maybe Ukrainian carries a lot of information, so you could read the whole thing, the whole paragraph in 1 second. But either way, red bad. If you get red, incorrect. Which I guess is kind of nice about Chapter 1. There's less focus, and there's no consequence. And so basically you could just clear the whole game by making no choice, or making no thought in your choices, just pick whatever, and hooray, you get something. But you get to play around with the ambiguities, whereas here it feels more... I guess linear is the best way to put it. You have Chapter 1, which is very ambiguous, to the point where it's so ambiguous that it's pointless. Ambiguous to the point where there's no weight to the investigation or to the decisions. You spend like 15 minutes stressing out, was it this evidence or that? But it doesn't matter in the end. And here where it's so linear, where it just straight up tells you, no, that's wrong, repick. And you aren't allowed to proceed till you get the right option. Anywho then, find out what's going on in Eppin Forest, which is all the way out here. That the load screens are titled Pray Tell makes me think maybe there's more than one case here, which would be cool. Maybe there are fewer but multiple cases, but each one more fleshed out than a given case in Chapter 1. Then to Holmes being chased. Oh, you've been shot! Though, if this is the entire game, this one case, I don't know.
Let's see how long you can stay alive!
You must leave cover! Quickly, Holmes! Put some distance between them! Cover, man, cover! Zigzag! Zigzag!
You won't get far!
Put John's Afghanistan training to use!
You won't get far!
I have two different... I'm behind a tree! Oh my goodness! That went through the tree, because a tree doesn't count unless I specifically choose to kneel. Easier path to increase distance for the hunter or you'll die. Easier path, the boulder trail.
Run, little rabbit! Run!
See, I was thinking maybe you go the Thorns Trail to make it more difficult to track you. But clearly I'm not going with that. I got lots of distance. Just go to the cover then.
Is that your blood in the snow?
Am I covering or no? There we go. At least the game seems nice enough to fade the wound out with time.
Where is he?
He's catching up, man. He's getting quicker. Rare bushes and shady path. Blocked by tree. Descent. That's gonna be great at his injuries. But this was supposed to be 48 hours prior? No. 48 hours after what we were doing. So this after the 7 p.m. meeting at the Oak? Who's dead here?
He was poor. This man was killed recently. The body is still warm.
Find him, boys! Find him!
Must have been like recent then. Ah! We get no respite.
Where is he?
Oh no, he's right up on me. Oh, bear trap, how dare you! Cut your leg off, Holmes, there's no other choice! Nope, that's it, we're caught. And then just resets over. Oh, you can see the bear traps. I don't know. I don't feel invested enough to like make use of the death counter since the game clearly isn't as invested in it either. Mind my eyeballs. Okay, good. Smell of swamp, matted weeds, rock slide, big stone, big stone.
I saw something.
Maybe with the stones. Reveal the safe path through. Well, what in cover? Well, cover then.
Where have you gone?
Maybe here I could just take my time then, if there's safe paths I can go through. That mean maybe for the hunters it's more precarious? I don't know, I'm putting more thought into this than the devs did. Now that's mean, they put a lot of thought into this. That's just bitterness from an hour ago. Games are hard, right? You gotta make what compromises you can in design and such. But I can still be bitter about especially bad choices.
No one's going to find your body.
You see, that trajectory went right through me, but because I'm leaning over the tree, or behind the tree, then that counts as invisibility.
Where is he?
There's a house. We going to the house? Well, that time it missed. Was it just a house? I can't tell. Maybe we're going here? Since that appears to go outwards? Take the shot. No, there is some physics. If they could afford physics here, then how come, if I'm just standing behind the rock, it won't count as safely covered, unless I opt to press the cover button.
I'm following your tracks.
Okay, so there is some physics involved. Just that these objects don't count as objects unless you press the button. Oh, don't tell me. Balance minigame? Okay, good. I'll take that up for the balance minigame.
You won't get far.
Achievement at gunpoint. More dead people. What's this? Harrington? Harrington.
My God, it's Lord Harrington's body.
What? They're hunting the rich too?
He was killed by a shot to the forehead.
Ah.
My health is deteriorating. I need to dress my wound.
So was it that they're pitting the rich against the poor in these games, not just hunting the poor out? Or no, maybe they are, and someone just got lucky and managed to fight Lord Harrington off. You got Canadian geese here.
I can hide here.
Okay, but the wounds, Holmes. Focus, man.
The Quartermain Club. This must be Lord Marsh's cabin.
Scissors to dry the bullet
This
out.
will help to dress my wound.
Is he? I can't tell if he
Someone's
is.
coming. I better hide.
Nobody mind the trail of blood leading to the wardrobe.
Breathe, Lord Marsh. It's almost over.
Who are you?
George Hurst from the First
Hey,
Lovett
thought so.
Scouts, here to deliver justice.
An old soldier. How ironic. Did we refuse you on our special education program?
It's true, I was refused. An old wounded soldier is useless to you, but he can still be dangerous.
We hunted a lot in these woods, but I didn't expect to become the prey. I have lived a grand life without any limits set by others. I will die a happy man, so you won't see me begging you festering wretch.
So far, it looks then that the case has solved itself.
Prepare to meet your maker.
We're not gonna rescue Marsh, are we? I think I'm fine with this outcome.